This is episode 99 of the Rise Up Podcast. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast is a weekly conversation that will help you think and grow in your faith. If you haven't already, subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode, and find out more about our show at familylife.org.
They're morning people because they love mornings and people. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
Looking back on the holidays, hopefully you have some sweet memories from your childhood. We're Steve, Terese, and Tim taking a trip down Christmas memory lane on this episode.
I have to think back farther than you guys.
Childhood was a while ago. Why were you thinking about like the first birthday party for Jesus?
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Not quite that far. But the very first memory, one of the traditions that we had as a family, right down the corner, it was just 4 or 5 houses down at the corner of Main Street, there was a Christmas tree stand, live Christmas trees. And that's where many people, especially us, since we only lived several steps away or, yards down the road, it was just we went down and got our live Christmas tree every year. But the one that I will never forget, the night before, I think we had about, it had to be, of course, when you're little, things are much bigger, but I remember seeing pictures and it really was. We had a snowstorm the night before that we were going to go walk down to the corner and get our tree. We must have had 10, 12 inches of snow. Right. So walking down to the corner to get our Christmas tree wasn't as easy as it was other years, but it was a memory. It was fun because there's the whole family tromping through the snow, and me being little Stevie, it was more tromping than my older brother and sister and my dad. My mom stayed home, I guess, making the hot chocolate and cookies for us when we got back. But anyway, we'd walk down, get our Christmas tree, and that was just a great memory to be able to do that as a family and then put the Christmas tree up. But that one year, wow, what a trip down there and what a trip back. And we have a picture in our front yard of the tree, just sitting there. And my dad, speaking of traditions, every single year since when my brother was an infant, and again, older brother, he took the yearly Christmas card picture of the family.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so that was that year's Christmas tree Christmas card picture was the one in our front yard with 10 or 12 inches of snow holding the Christmas tree in there. But yeah, the tradition of, getting the Christmas tree, also Dad taking the Christmas tree or the Christmas card picture of the family.
We were always one with traditions surrounding the tree too, definitely, Steve, in our family. And for us, though, I think there's a lot of things you don't realize other people don't do until you're a little older. So as a kid, I just thought when you get the tree, you decorate it, like you put the bulbs on it and the ornaments and things, and then you put the G.I. Joes and other toys in the tree, right? Mm-hmm. Well, no, you don't. I mean, did you?
No.
Put G.I. Joes in your tree? I didn't think so, but I did as a kid. I thought everybody did that. Huh. I thought this isn't a weird Powers tradition, but that's what we'd do. We'd get our toys, like the ones you'd gotten from years past.
Wow.
And then they're like action figures you like put together like a little scene. They're like, one guy's he's grabbing onto the light chain there and he's like doing a kind of action pose. Wow. Then you hide maybe a different toy somewhere deep nestled into the tree. And you this is how you celebrate Christmas, or that's how I thought everybody did. But it was just us, our little weird tradition. I'm very proud that some element of this has made it into our family, as I've shared before, that we now have a Sasquatch ornament in our family. It's an ornament, not a toy, but it gets hidden in the tree in our family, and my little girl loves to help me with that chore now. Oh, it's one of my favorites. I thought these were just like normal things, but there were things about the Powers household growing up that weren't entirely normal. And some of those things remain to this day. Like on Christmas, it would be New Year's 1999, so going into 2000, we took a G.I. Joe, much like one that was from the tree. My childhood home. Parents still live in this childhood home. Took this G.I. Joe on Christmas 1999, tied a little string around his arm, and hung him from a little corner spot in the ceiling in the living room. We're like, hey, look at that. He's, he escaped the tree, and there he is. He's hanging from the ceiling. To this day, the G.I. Joe has not been touched.
Still there?
He's been there now for we're going on 24 years. People hearing this that are younger, than the age of time that G.I. Joe has been dangling from that string in the Powers living room.
So if we walked into your living room
Yes.
right now,
Yes.
your childhood
parents'
home,
house. Yes.
your parents' house, there
Yes.
it is. Huh.
He's still hanging there. He's still hanging on for dear life. The right arm strength in that G.I. Joe, I mean, it is bulging at this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You think these things are normal, and then you grow up and realize people don't all do
People
this.
don't do that.
No, you're right, Tim. People don't do that.
No.
But the Powers do.
They do.
I
Still.
love that.
That is great.
My family growing up at Christmas always had stockings. In fact, I felt very pressured to keep that tradition going for a number of years until I finally just let go of it because it was one of those things that caused me so much stress. Like, what am I going to fill the stockings with? I remember one year being a little kid and waking up on Christmas Eve to, go to the bathroom. And I noticed there was a light in the bathroom and the door wasn't closed all the way. And my mom and my grandma were stuffing the stockings. And I knew right then,
Busted.
go right back to bed. Go back to bed right now. Do not utter a word about what you have seen. Okay.
A peek behind
And
the curtain.
It was kind of like I sort of had an inkling, but I just, just kept it to myself. But it was funny because there always was the same thing in the toe of the stocking for everyone in the family. And we had these stockings that my grandma had crocheted. And so there was a pretty tight stitch to them. And, they were, long neck and then that big foot on the bottom. And so you had to have something that would fit into the toe. And so every year, everyone would have an orange in the toe of their stocking. But you had to act incredibly excited. It was nearly a contest in our family to be like, wait, what is this? I'm not sure what this is. It feels like it could be just about anything. Oh, it's an orange. And I thought, how odd is it that we cram this orange into the stocking every year and we pretend to be so excited about it? Well, I was reading online about Christmas traditions, and an orange in the stocking goes way back because oranges are not commonplace everywhere. I mean, we have them now because, grocery store, but it would have been a thing that was only grown in certain climates, and it's a winter fruit. And so, the time for harvest is around Christmas time. But to have an orange would have been a pretty luxurious thing in certain parts of the world. Getting an orange was a special thing, but it's especially special at Christmas because an orange is different from an apple in that you can share it. It's meant to be peeled. Mm-hmm. The sections are meant to be broken apart and given to other people. And so it is this fruit of sharing.
Wow.
And so that silly little thing that I used to kind of mock, could it be? What is it going to be? Is it a baseball? No, it's an orange. We would just get so excited every year. But now I look and I think, wow, the spirit of giving. And I don't know, when you peel an orange, everybody around you knows that you're peeling it because they can smell it. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of pretty commonplace to say, would you like some of this? And so it is really kind of the fruit of sharing. And so I'll think of that a little differently with what I know now.
Well, you two mentioned Christmas stockings, and we had that tradition too. Now, let's see if we all did this with the Christmas stocking. Tim, you had mentioned that sometimes you thought, we're the only family that does this, or doesn't everybody do this, that kind of thing. Yeah. Now, as a kid, especially as a little kid, when you've got everything out of your Christmas stocking, including that orange, Terese, you got it out. Yes. Come on. You tried to put it on your own foot, didn't you, as a little kid? Did you do that?
I don't think I did, but maybe now I will.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it all comes back, you as a little kid, everybody had one and you walk around. But when you're little, the thing is so huge. So it gets all back to Tim Sasquatch because it's Bigfoot. It's a Bigfoot.
It has nothing to do with
No. Let's let it go there, Terese. I like this. Yes, Steve. Yes. It is a North American Bigfoot tradition.
Now, let's not forget the true meaning of the Christmas season as we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the birth of our Savior. It's fun to have all these different memories and traditions and silly things we do. It's fun to see a G.I. Joe dangling from the corner of the living room.
You can still see it to this day.
But let's make sure that Jesus is first and foremost in our Christmas celebrations, and we will have memories for all of eternity.
Aren't you glad we mentioned that?
Oh.
Today is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. This is Rise Up on Family Life.
Are you struggling with the struggle of, are they going to like that gift or not like that gift? So, it's always a matter of the heart with the Lord. And if you give it with a good heart, It's like it shouldn't matter. But it does. I mean, you're like, I hope they like this.
But you still
gift.
want them to
You
like your gift.
still want them to like the gift. So an idea that I believe, I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure that everyone would love this gift.
Okay.
Ready for this? Can't go wrong.
I know. All right. That's a big claim.
I know. Sometimes I go out on the limb, but here's one. A bowl of fruit.
Bowl of fruit, huh? I mean, yeah, a bowl of fruit. That's nice.
Love, joy, peace, patience,
okay.
kindness,
That's better
goodness,
than nice.
faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Those fruits, gotcha.
I think everyone would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Coffee? Check. Music? Check. Fun and encouragement? Check and check. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
This probably happens a lot at work, probably with your church friends, maybe with neighbors. Somebody hands you a gift and they say, oh, no, it's not much. Has that ever happened? It might be like a jar of jam or a homemade Christmas ornament. I would just like to say it is very much. If you think enough of someone to build or make or bake or paint or craft or grow something and give it to someone else, it is very much indeed, especially this time of year when we don't have a lot of extra time. Any time you spend thinking about somebody else, that is very much.
If you're looking for fun, hope, and encouragement, you've come to the right place. This is Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
Christmas controversy. I don't know if everybody's ready for this, but there's been a new development
Uh-oh.
in the real versus artificial debate. Real tree, artificial tree debate. Christmas controversy. Okay, it's only new to me because I discovered something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I once prided myself on always the real tree. I thought that was something special. And I get now that there's really good reasons for different families, different trees, and that's okay. But here's the development in the real versus artificial tree debate.
Okay.
Because one year I got my tree, real tree. I was proud of myself because that's how I used to be. And I get it home, and tree gets wet, watering the tree or whatever. And there's this greenish, bluish water that the tree leaves behind.
Uh-oh.
What is this? I found out, I didn't know this. Some tree farms will spray their trees with color to make them look more green. Now here's the debate here, okay? If your tree has color sprayed onto it, I don't care if that tree grew out of the ground. That we're talking about an artificial tree now, folks.
Oh,
the
I see.
real versus no. That's an unfair advantage. Unfair coloring on that tree. Look, if any part of your tree came out of a can, it might be a great tree for you, but hey, it's an artificial tree now.
May the blessings of the Lord be with you in all that you do today. This is Rise Up on Family Life.